Hello everyone, very good evening. This is Anjali from BISP Solutions. Welcome to the BISP Solutions, and in today's webinar we will be continuing with the financial planning under the EPBCS module. So let's discuss about the next process in the financial planning. Basically yesterday what we have done, just having a recap of that. So in the enterprise planning and budgeting cloud services, what we have done till now, we have understood what is the meaning of financial planning, why we are doing that, and what is the need of financial planning in today's scenario. Basically, if talking about the financial planning, so planning is bringing the future into the present so that you can do something about it now, right? And in generally, what are the components in the financial planning? Cash flow planning, investment planning, insurance planning, tax planning, retirement planning, and estate planning, right? Now let's move ahead. Yesterday's session we have already discussed, like many people's always confused that if all the things of the financial planning can be done in the Excel, so why is the need of doing this in the application? Right, so why we use the EPBCS module? So I have taught you that there is big difference among all those things, because everyone wants their work to be accurate. Okay, if they are investing money, so they want the return back, and what they get if they invest in this application, they will be getting the accurate results without any errors. Because if we are not using application and we are doing this manually, so there may be a lot of human errors, we all know that. But if talking about a company, so they cannot handle such kind of risk, right? So for that we are using this application, because this is very simple to use, and when we use this we cannot add the further more things, because each and everything will be available in a built-in format under the EPBCS module, right? So you can understand, if we are doing this manually, so we have to use labors, and we have to train the labors, humans, and there may be chances of human errors, okay, and accuracy problem. Sometimes they are not very agile or accurate, right? So for escaping these things, we just want to be correct data calculations without any human errors and interventions. And so that is why we are using this application, so that we will be getting the speedy and accurate results with security. Because if we are using the Excel spreadsheets, so there may be many kind of human errors, and there may be sometimes we cannot get any kind of security. That is why with the help of this application we can do it well, right? So let's move ahead. And although yesterday I have taught you how to load metadata and data, but today I'll be showing all those things again, so that you can have a idea of how can we create application, and how can we load the metadata and data, and how can we start the planning, right? So let's move ahead to the application. So let me first log into my instance with the credentials I have. So you can see, whenever you log into our instance, you will see such kind of window of planning, where we can create a sample application, then we can create a new application, then we can use the migrate. If we are having the backup of previous working application, so we can use that option to migrate and work on the same application. But today I am going to show you how to create a new application. So without wasting time, let's get started. So when you click on the create application, firstly you have to give it a meaningful name of the application. So I will be giving EPBCS financial planning. Actually there is a limit of words, that is why I cannot add further more words. Okay, so that is why I'm using in a simple context EPBCS underscore FP, that is financial planning. Then in the description we can write sample application or demo application for financial planning. And the third option is for application type. So when you click on that, you will be getting there are various kind of options like custom, freeform, modules, sales planning, strategic workforce planning. So we are working on EPBCS, that is why we will be taking it as modules. Under the EPBCS there are certain kind of modules we have. Yesterday's session we have discussed that. Now once you have selected the correct things, let's move ahead, go to the next option. And from here we have to incorporate the exact year from which we want our financial planning to be started. So my start here would be, actually in the financial planning there should be historical data, right? Because we are doing planning, so there should be a basis, no? So on that basis we will be doing the planning. So in my application I would like to take from financial year 2020, and I would like to do the planning till the financial year 28. Okay, so almost 8 years of planning we are doing in that. And fiscal month of fiscal year can be January, and you can also take it as if you are working for the April to March financial year, so you can take as well. But in my application I'll be taking it as January, and from here we have to take a weekly distribution. So I'm taking it as even distribution. You can take whatever you want from here. And if we talk about the difference between 12 months and 13 periods, so that this is a simply we can say in a year we are having 12 months, okay, from January to December or from April to March. But when we are talking about the financial planning or the closing of financial accounts, so what we do, from January to 30th December we are considering the 1 year, but on the 31st December what we are actually doing, we are doing the financial adjustments. If there should be any important adjustments left, so we just want to adjust it in the 31st December so that it would be highlighted among all those months, because it should not be carry forward. I don't want to be carry forward to be next month, next year. So that is why we will be considering that 31st December as the whole 1 month, because we are doing all the adjustments and calculations of such a particular year in that one day. Okay, so that one day will be considered as 1 month. Okay, so that is why it is known as the 13 periods. So you can take it as 12 month or 13 periods, whatever you want according to your requirement. In the other details you can have task flow type, task list and EPM task manager. So again, if you want to do it with the help of task list, so you can enable this. Apart from that, if you want to do it EPM with the help of EPM task manager, so you can enable that. From here you can select the main currency. So I would like to select USD, which is already selected here. From here you can enable the multi currency if you want. Okay, currently I don't want, so I am just disable this option. And you can see the name of input cube. There are two cubes majorly. The plan one is the input cube, and the name of the reporting cube is the EPBCS financial planning. And if you want, you can enable the sandboxes and strategic modeling. Now moving ahead, I'm click on next. You can see 9 years of financial planning we are doing from the financial year 20, 21, 22 and almost 23. We can consider the historical year or actual data, and 24 is our would be our forecasting, and from 24 onwards, like 25, 26, 27 and 28, we will be doing the planning. Okay, so it is like that. So this is the preview window from where you can preview all the things which you have selected, whether it is correct or not. And if you are not satisfied with this, you can always go to the back option and you can correct this thing. Although I am satisfied with this, so I am click on the create option. So it will be taking some time. Let's wait for that. Application creation has been initiated, so we have to wait while it is completed. Till then, let's discuss about the EPBCS financial module, what things are covered under that. So basically, Oracle Enterprise Planning and Budgeting Cloud Services, that is EPBCS, it offers a financial model that specializes in projecting the core financial statements, namely the income statement, balance sheet and cash flow. With this predefined model, users have access to a wide range of features, pre-built tools we have, like it includes automatically forms. It is like we are already available forms. We cannot prepare such other kind of data forms. If we want, we can add some things in that, but we are automatically getting the forms, business rules. We will be see that all those business rules what are available to us, we can use it directly. Then we are having certain various kind of KPIs in our application. After that, variance analysis report we have, and intuitive dashboards. Okay, so these are the pre-built tools we have in our application. Then the second thing is quick implementation. To get it up and running, one simply needs to define custom dimensions. If we want to add some more dimensions, so we can use the custom dimensions. Otherwise, we are already having the product and services in our application. So product, services, market, client. Apart from that, if you want to add some more kind of dimensions, you can always add. Then load the metadata and historical data. Just simple things we have to do, and we will be getting the calculations directly. Then after that, here one thing is required, only our intelligence, because each and everything is pre-built. Now you have to run that application, but you must be aware about the things, how to load metadata, how to load data, how to use business rules, how to add custom dimensions, right, how to use the member formula. Apart from that, if you already you must have to check the data validation, whether the calculation we are getting from the application is corrected or not, right? So those things we just have to consider. Apart from that, each and everything are automatically we have. Then the third thing is we are having this standardization and customization. EPBCS offers standardized accounting categories with projections based on drivers, trends or direct inputs. So as in the yesterday's session, we have discussed like 3 methods we can do in that. That is direct data input. We can either manually fill the data. Okay. The second option is we can do the driver based planning. We can prepare various kind of drivers. On that basis, we can get our calculations. The third thing is we can use the trend based planning. Okay, so these are the standardization and customizations involved in that. However, for firms and unique needs, it's easy to create custom accounting categories and modify the projection rules. So let's check whether our application is created or not. Okay, so it is saying that application created successfully. Now click configure to enable the modules. So from here click OK. You can directly go to the configure part as well. So when you click on the application, you will be getting such kind of cards. From here select the configure option. Click on this configure option. You will be getting different kind of modules like financial, workforce, capital, projects. Okay, so click on financials, enable features. This is already discussed in the yesterday's session, so today I'll be show you how to do that. This is here we are enable the features because in our application we want revenue planning, okay, revenue gross margin, then we want expense with after that we want some balance sheet planning, we want some cash flow planning. So for that we have to set our granularity and all things. So here we have to enable the revenue planning to use our own accounts or select the provided accounts and drivers. So first I'll be enable accounts because I want accounts obviously, and then we want drivers and related accounts. So in my case actually my again I'm repeating, my story is related to a hospital. I'm doing the financial planning for a hospital. You have heard about the hospital in India, that is AIMS, All India Medical Society. So that is be considered today in our example, almost same I am be doing. So in my case I should have products and services both, right? So I am enabling the both of the options because you can understand if we talk about a hospital, so there are various kind of medicines available and injections and many other kind of things, so that will be coming under the product category. And if we talk about the services, so obviously every hospital provides you various kind of services. There are medical practitioners, the doctors we have, so they are what they are doing, they are facilitates us with their services to the patients. So I just want both of the things. Now let's move ahead to the expense. Here again I want accounts and drivers and related accounts. From here you can select whether you want compensation, marketing, sales, travel and entertainment, facilities, outside services. So I want compensation, facilities, travel and entertainment, and marketing because we are having products also. So marketing also I want. Then income statement we can take gross profit simple and contribution margin also, but today I just want to add depreciation, tax, interest and amortization and everything, so I'm enabling the second option. Now what we have, balance sheet, so I'm enabling accounts, asset, liability and equity. Then I just want drivers and related accounts. Cash flow statement we want, so I'll be taking the indirect accounts, operating activity, investing activity and financing activity. If you wish you can always enable the rolling forecast and budget revisions as well, from where you can import the balances from budgetary control, update the budget changes in budgetary control, then review budgetary control impact before approving budget changes, right? But I just don't want that currently. Now I'm quickly moving to the dimensions which I already have. You can see there are the pre-built dimensions like products and services, so quickly enabling that. And from here you can rename the product and you can associate it like with is valid for expense, revenue, balance sheet and cash flow. So I don't want to rename it, I am just enabling it is valid for the revenue and expense. Again revenue and expense. And if you want to add a custom dimension, so you can click on that and click here, rename it market, like market, and you can take any other kind of things, consultancy and all. Again, I want this to be valid for the revenue and expense. Once you are satisfied whatever you have enabled, you can click on the enable option. The features you have chosen will be enabled. Do you wish to continue? Yes. Now wait for a few seconds. Actually, after enabling the features, we have to sign in again, so that we'll be getting the financial planning option in our dashboard. So you can see here the financial functionality that you selected was successfully enabled. Before you can use these features, sign out and sign in again. So what we will be doing, let's create a user. From the manage users option, click on create. Okay, I'll be creating this with my name Anjali and give it a password. I'm giving all the groups. Then after, go to the manage application roles, check your username, click on manage roles, assign all the application roles so that it will not give any kind of problem when we log in back. Once it is done, let's sign out from here. Now I am logging to another browser so that I will be getting the administration roles directly. I do not want to log in with the username right now. So here now you can see the financial options. When you click on that financial cluster, you will be getting such cards, that is revenue, expense, balance sheet, cash flow and analysis, right? So one by one we will be doing things. Firstly, after enable the features, go to the configure option. And let's check our story, and I'll repeating this again. Already we have discussed this, but in my case, in my story, there is a hospital for which various kind of doctors we have, and such doctors are having different kind of specializations, like general practitioners we have, neurologists we have, then we have orthopedics, gastroenterologist, pediatrician. Okay, so how to calculate the revenue from that? So you all know that we have consultation fees of doctors, right? Then we have number of patients, so we can directly calculate consultation fees multiply by number of patients. But here I have added some conditions, like normally the consultation fee for 1 hour is 500, but if more than 1 hour the doctor consulting such any patient, so the fees will automatically increase to 800. So there is one condition I have added. If you want to take a simple thing, you can always take it like consultation fees 500 multiplied by number of patients. So you will be getting the salary of the doctor or the revenue from that doctor, okay, from that particular patient. Number of patients, suppose here the consultation fee is 500 and number of patients is 10, and 1 hour he have checked, so it will be 500 multiplied by 10 multiplied by 1. And here one more condition I have added, like number of tests. The patient want diagnostic test like blood test and various other kind of tests for the confirmation whether the patient is not having any kind of major disease. So here I have added one more condition that if in a day, which is normally happening in the hospitals, in a day the doctor suggests the normal test to more than 20 patients, 20 or more, so he will be getting the 5% additional on his basic. Okay, and what is his basic? Consultation fees multiplied by number of patients. So on that particular amount he will be getting 5% additional in a day if he recommends to 20 or more patients to the test, about the test. So in this way we will be calculating our revenue. Here you can see I have write the condition what I want, and after that I just want all these things for my various practitioners, whether they are neurologist or any other kind of specialist, orthopedics, gastroenterologist, pediatrician. Okay, then after that these are coming under my services. You can see I have written over here under my revenue modeling, these are my services. And we already having some kind of products, that is medicines. You can see I have written what medicines we have: antibiotics, injections and painkillers. So here how can we calculate the revenue from those products? Number of medicines, quantity of medicines multiplied by rate per medicine. So here the antibiotics, maybe 1000 antibiotics we have and different rates they have, so it will be calculating according to the rate. Suppose here already I have mentioned the drivers. You can see product drivers: antibiotics volume, then antibiotics price, injection volume, injection price, painkiller volume and painkiller rate. So this is the simple story right now I have created. Now let's try to incorporate this in our application. So again I'm moving back to the application configuration part, and from here what you have to do initially, first let's upload the metadata of entities, market, product and services. So click on the entities and import file. Check where your metadata files are stored, and you can always export the metadata file from the application if you don't have the exact format, or if you have any kind of format, so you can add your new entities on that particular file. I have already created one, so I'm selecting that one. Click on validate, then import. You can see the status is now showing as completed. For checking this, one more thing we have, go to the jobs, and here you can check import metadata is completed successfully and validated also. Go back to the configuration and use other dimensions. Apart from entity we have product, services, market. So let's upload the metadata for product. I'll be showing you my file, like how I created my metadata file. Completed. Check on jobs. Again completed without any errors. Okay. If any errors occurs, you can always check it and find it out and resolve it. Now go to the services, validate, import and close. You can see here one error we have, so let's check in the jobs what kind of errors we got. So click on services and you can see records read 13, records process 13, only one record rejected, and that is for null space, white space. So it is we can ignore this because it is already completed with errors, and the errors is not that much major error because it is simply there may be any white space occurs, so we can ignore this, or you can re-upload the file. So close this. One more thing you can do if such kind of error occurs, although the records have been processed, so you can do export the file from metadata file from the application and fill the data metadata and then re-upload it. So maybe sometimes it cannot give those errors, but I'm not wasting my time on that because we have to cover many things. So I'm just moving back to the configure part and go to the financials. Now for market, I am loading the metadata. Click on market, validate this and import. So market metadata is completed. Product, services, entities, market, each and everything is completed. So let's refresh the database. It is very important to refresh the database every time we change the structure of the application. Why it is important? Because sometimes it is not taking the things exactly which we want due to the simple error. So that is why it is important to refresh the database. You can see it is successfully refresh, finish it. And now the other step what we have to do is we have to move for the planning and forecast preparation. Here we set the granularity for the time frame which we want. Basically, what is my current fiscal year, that is financial year 23, and the period is going on, that is December, and we want planning from the next fiscal year. And from here you can select what kind of planning you want, whether you want monthly, quarterly, yearly, or you can do 2 years monthly planning, then quarterly planning, then yearly planning. So I'm not changing this. I don't want it monthly. I just want 2-year monthly planning, or maybe 1-year monthly planning, and from next year we want quarterly planning, and at last we want yearly planning. Okay, then move to the forecast and you can see the planning is happening from financial year 24 to financial year 27, and forecast is happening for January financial year 24 to 25. Click on save and OK, and close this. And here you can see that it is coming under the executed option. Now we will be doing the planning one by one. We want revenue accounts, expense account, balance sheet account, cash flow accounts. So go to the revenue accounts. Currently we have completed 61%. Now we have to do it for whole. From here you can see various kind of categories we have, like service revenue, then we have gross profit, revenue KPIs, income statement KPIs, cost of sales, and product revenue. So when I click on revenue, service revenue, so you can see here services hours and services rates we have, but in my story I just want to add few more things like consultation fees, number of patients. So this thing I'll be adding in my services. So for adding that, go to the action and add. One more thing, if you want to add new revenue, like apart from product revenue, service revenue, so go to the gross profit option, and here you can see the total revenue and total cost of sales. So click on total revenue and you can see we have product revenue, service revenue, support revenue, other revenue, adjustments to revenue. So if you want you can add from this option. Okay, but right now I'm satisfied with already I have, so I'm moving with that. Service revenue, just give me a second guys. From here you can click on add option, and let's check what are the services we have. Here we want consultation fees and number of patients, so I'm adding these drivers there. And time balance should be flow, or we can make it average because the rate is coming under the category of average and the hours is flow, so we can take the same. And here I don't want it in a percentage format, so making it non-currency. Click on save. Again go to the add option. We want number of patients. Now you can take it as balance or flow, because logically it should be balanced because we are adding new things, so we can take balance. The data storage property should be store, and you can also use the flow option because we will be adding things in that, so we can take it as flow also. Now save this, and this if taking the condition, so we want the time per patient. If it is 1 hour, so the fees will be 500. If it is more than 1 hour, so the fees will be automatically increased to 800, right? Also it is depending on number of tests. The doctor's fees is depending on the number of tests. Making it as balance. Save. Here nothing is in the form of percentage, otherwise I can choose percentage from here. Click on save and close this option, or if you want you can directly go to the product revenue from here. And as you can see in the pre-built application, we are already having volume, average selling price, discount percentage and return percentage. But in my case I have added new product drivers, so I just want to add those in my application. So click on actions for add new, copy and paste, or you can write directly. I want antibiotics volume for calculate the product revenue. It can be flow and non-currency. Save this. Again add. We want antibiotics price. Here I want to make it average because it is the price, and save. If you are having a batch file, because if you are having various other kind of drivers and you don't want to type single, so you can either import and export, use these options, and batch export and batch import. But if you want to add one by one, so you can add it from here. Okay, no, I don't want it export. Currently there are only few drivers which I have added, so I am simply adding this. Injections volumes. injection price, it should be average, and save. Now we have some painkillers as a product, so I'm adding that also. Our main task is to simplify the things, because sometimes when we do it in the Excel or any other kind of applications, so many times we are making the things very complicated, very calculations very complicated, but this is a pre-built application. We are having the business rules and forms, so this will simplify the things. Like, we want simple calculations without any errors, so this is the benefit. Apart from that, we can not waste much time. It is time consuming also, it is not time consuming, and the results are more accurate and agile. So click on save. Okay, so I have successfully added the drivers I want, that is antibiotics, injections and painkillers. Now close this. Let's check whether anything left to add, or if it is done. So you can understand what we have done till now. We have enabled the features, we have configured the things which we want, the drivers, we have added the product revenue drivers, product services, service revenue drivers. Okay, then we have loaded the metadata, and we have successfully set the time frame and granularity for plans. Then after that we will be load the data. So go to the home page, select applications and go to the overview options. First, quickly I am again refresh the database. So it is done without any errors. Now there are multiple options to load the data. First, let me show you my metadata file or data file. You can see this is my data file. Here I have taken few drivers on which I want to load the data, and from January to December we are loading the data. Basically the December is going on, right? So let's not take December month, only till November data we have, or we can either take it as well. There should not be an issue, because we are doing the planning from the financial year 23, next fiscal year, right? So the data should be accurate, and the point of view should be very correct without any errors. Financial year 23, why we are taking 23? Because it is our historical data, and OEP plan we used here, OEP working, USD operations, US OFS load. Here I take one product, antibiotics, US market. One service also we can take, because in our application there is a services as well. So any service we can take. Let's take the consultation fees. Okay, so it is done. So this is my data file, and if we talk about the metadata file, so go to the metadata file and click on the entity metadata, and here you can see how I have created that one. First row I have taken the members of the entity, and then the parent, and then there are various kind of properties valid for consolidation, data storage, formula, data type, hierarchy, and various other things we have. Okay, so in this way you can create that one. Now let's try to load this file and check whether there should be any error or directly it is uploaded. So here I'm using the direct data load option. Otherwise you can use the EPM automation. Also you can use the data management option. The third thing, you can directly input the data from import option. So click on import data. One more thing, go to the cubes, and I just want to show you one more thing. Go to the dimensions from here, and you can see we have plan 1, EPBCS, FP and OEPFS, and we are working on OEPFS. So under that we are having various kind of dimensions. Okay, so let's try to load data. Once these things will be done, so we can directly move to our business rules, and we can try to calculate the and do we can do the further process. So select the cube, import data, click on create. It should be in a CSV or TXT format. I think I already have it in a CSV format. Yeah, it is CSV. And validate and import. And go to the jobs and check whether it is, yeah. So here we can check there are errors. So let's check what are the errors. You can see the records read 6 and records processed 7. So records rejected 6. So what are those records? Second to 7. The member USD does not exist for the specified cube, or you do not have to access it. Okay. So we have to check the currency what we have. Okay, I think we have not enabled the multi-currency option, no? So that is why here it is not available. Let's check in all cubes. Okay, so we can add that if it is not available and we want that. So from here I'll be adding the currency option. Under only one currency I want, that is why I'm taking stored. Save. Here we are adding the new custom dimensions, that is currency. Now you can see the option we are getting as currency. Let's add a child, one child, that is USD. Although we have set the currency, I guess, but why it is not showing, that I have to check. Make it a store, and why it is not adding in that. Okay, currency and save. Refresh it. One more thing we forget, we have to set the variables and user preferences. Okay, always we have to provide it the POVs. So it is done. Now let's try to load that data again. Again it is showing the error The member consultation fees does not exist for the specified cube. You do not have access to it. Let's check what we get in that. Under these services, total services, all services, then medical services. Okay, so I have added driver instead of this. No, we should have to take any of these services. That is why it is giving that error. So let's correct that quickly. From here, these are the products we have. So antibiotic is correct, but the services we have taken, that is wrong. So let's correct that. This is the beauty of it, to refresh the metadata. Otherwise we are taking wrong thing, right? So let's take this simple pharmacy. Under our data load file, here by mistake I have selected the driver instead of the services. That is why the data has not successfully loaded. Now let's drag to the whole, and I hope now there should not be any error. Save it, and I'm trying to data load again. Go to the actions, click on import data and click on create. From here choose the file, click on validate and then click on import. And let's check in the jobs. Yeah, so successfully we have imported this. Now I am just closing this session because we have further more sessions. So in the tomorrow's session we will be continue with this. Thank you so much guys. If you have any kind of doubts or queries, you can ask, you can write over the BISP Solutions. So for now I am just closing this session, and we will be continued with the tomorrow session. Okay, so thank you, bye bye.